I use AI for my clients' Instagram content probably more than I use Instagram on a daily basis. And in this video, I'm going to cover the best possible AI tool that I've discovered in like literally all time when it comes to writing Instagram content, clipping Instagram content, and pretty much analyzing anything social media related. So let's get right in. The number one tool which is like also the most common tool is ChatGPT. Now, when ChatGPT came out, there was like a shit ton of hype around it, and everybody thought it was going to be revolutionizing everything. But let me tell you, ChatGPT is probably one of the worst AI models that you could be using. Like the biggest mistake that people make with AI, they think they can just use it and be like, hey, give me 10 viral ideas for my Instagram, and then they just like take any idea and script this idea, and then they think it's gonna work like that. No, AI, first of all, whatever AI you're using, it can only work with the information that is given. So if you give it specific information, what viral even means, how to write a good hook, how to write a good body, all that good stuff, that's when the AI is starting to be utilized a lot better. And of course, prompting. Long, detailed, specific prompts is what you want to be doing with AI. However, ChatGPT, even when you give it enough information, it hallucinates a fuck ton. It is one of those very stupid, lazy models. Like I'm telling you, if you're not using AI as much and you're trying to get into it or using it for your content, fucking get away from it. Okay, it's number one, AI is lazy as fuck. It literally hallucinates and it is pretty much stupid. Okay, so this is my quick summary of ChatGPT. And what I mean by hallucinates, you will give it some information and it will give you like a completely different input that is just like doesn't even make sense to what you put it in or what you asked it to give you. So ChatGPT, hands down, one of the most beginner friendly and stupid models ever. So if you're actually trying to build a serious brand, attract some serious rich people, which I have a whole bunch of videos on my channel on, let's go into the next thing, which is actually going to help you a lot more, which is Claude. Like I think this is the best AI model out of all models that you could be using to write content. Anything creative, anything content-wise, Claude wins by many miles. Claude and maybe Gemini, because those are the smartest models that I've seen, right, in terms of content. And Claude is pretty much an alternative to ChatGPT, but Claude is so much smarter. Like I think there's a whole fucking trend going on, like people arguing like, should you use Claude, should you use ChatGPT? I'm telling you, I just saw a story where somebody asked ChatGPT, like if I want to take my car to a car wash and it's only like 50 meters from my house, should I walk to the car wash or should I go with my car? And then ChatGPT went on a whole fucking tangent answering that question and answering why it's better to walk. But then they asked the same question to Claude, and Claude was just like, you need a car, dumbass. No matter how short the distance is, you still need a car. You have to go with the car, right? So that simple test, intelligence test, just proves how Claude is so much superior than ChatGPT. Even though the ChatGPT is like so much longer in the game, Claude is so much smarter and just like superior. And I believe it does a much better job when it comes to research. ChatGPT has improved. Like it has good models. It has a lot of models, a wide variety of the models. You can train it, you can give it instructions, you can give it resources, you can do research, but Claude can do that as well. And I think Claude does a much better job. So is smarter, does a better job at analysis of the actual information that you give it, and anything content / creative related, it pretty much kills every other model. Now, one thing that is downside to both ChatGPT and Claude and pretty much every other model like Gemini, Grok, they really cannot visually see things. So if you give them a YouTube video, they cannot visually analyze the YouTube video, which the app that I'm going to be talking to you about in the end of the video, it can actually do that. This is the downside for obviously the ChatGPT. The downside itself is very clear. It's stupid. It's very good, like if you need like clear, like if you need like really fast, if you needed to research some sort of niche, it's really good to do that. But the big thing is like these three things, it's just like a big disadvantage. Claude is actually really, really smart, but I think the big disadvantage here is that you can't just pop a link of a YouTube video and tell it to analyze it. You have to give it a transcript. It can't analyze anything visually. So that's a big downside in my opinion. Now, The third app that I've been using, which is called Opus AI, and I think when this shit released, it was like a groundbreaking thing. Essentially, what Opus AI does, if you're not familiar with it, you can actually essentially upload a YouTube video into Opus. It's gonna clip it for you and editing. To be fair, the editing was super like poor because it was just like fucking captions. You could choose which captions you want, but it was like captions nonetheless, and the captions were shit. So that editing feature was a bit bad, but I think like this app was mostly used for its clipping feature, where you upload a video, it would like give you the clip. It would rate the clips from like a rating 99 all the way up to like fucking bad scores. The reason why it was so popular and unique in the marketplace is because it could do clipping, where that was my main part of the service back then. My main part of the service was like, hey, we're gonna clip up your YouTube videos, edit them and post them on YouTube. And it came to a point where I couldn't just, why would I watch a 2-hour video if I could just have some sort of AI to analyze that 2-hour video for me and give me like the best timestamps. Like that's gonna save me 2 hours, right? And so I was finding an AI. Opus was something I tried, but it wasn't it. And the reason it wasn't it is because it had very bad training. Okay, like I don't know who the fuck trained this AI, but whatever prompts it has, whatever the internal training system it has, was very bad. Obviously, the guys who built this app probably did, like they weren't clippers. They didn't know how content works. This is why Opus to me was unusable, and I was like, I have to find a solution to this because clipping was my main thing, and I really saw value in saving so much time. And I actually found a loophole where I could use Claude like Opus, and I could use ChatGPT like Opus. Obviously, when it comes to clipping, Claude was a winner. I would like copy the transcript and I would tell Claude based on my training, which is what I actually liked about Claude, is that I could actually put my own training that from my own experience, which was far better than Opus's, into Claude to give me the clips. But with Opus, I couldn't train, right? So no customization with Opus was also like another thing. But with Claude, I could input the transcript and I could ask Claude, give me best 5 clips. And out of those 5 clips, I would choose 1 or 2 that I think are really good. However, even that caused a lot of problems because it was very inconsistent. It couldn't analyze the video. So if there was a podcast and there were like 2 speakers, I wouldn't know how to tell Claude which speaker like to not give me the clips from or to give me the clips from, right? So it would often give me clips from a wrong speaker. So from that perspective, I didn't really like Claude. However, there is another app which I found later on that pretty much solved every single problem, which is app number 4, Blort AI. This fucking thing is so amazing. So far, we've only been talking about like scripting and clipping videos using like, I don't know, fucking Opus, using Claude, right? Like you could input your information into ChatGPT, input information to Claude. You can, ask it to script videos. It will analyze your niche, analyze your pain points, everything. What Claude and ChatGPT and Opus wouldn't be able to do is they cannot see things visually. You can't just copy paste the link into it and then it works. You had to like, put in the transcript and everything and just like do a lot of manual input into the AI. However, with Blort, and this is something that I really, really like, with Blort, you can customize it. It is insanely powerful. And we're gonna go on my PC soon where I'm gonna actually show you what you can actually customize it. But customization, you can add anything you want. You can make different types of content. You can use it for mentors. I actually made a video on my channel where I show you how to use these apps for like mentorships and everything, like how to like get Alex Ramosi as your mentor. Customization, it can visually analyze the videos, right? Which is insanely powerful in my opinion. Like you can put a YouTube video and ask it to analyze the video. You can put a reel into it and ask it to analyze everything and like why was it visually appealing. And you can create 3 different types of content. So for example, instead of just being able to script talking heads, you can do story sequences, you can do carousels, you can do carousel reels, you can do clipping in a more efficient way, you can input information in a more efficient way. There's just so many use cases, and I'm now gonna go into my actual like computer and I'm gonna show you what use cases am I using this app for and why it is so powerful. So let's get into it. Okay, now as you can see, we're on my actual computer, and as you can see on the screen, we have a shit ton of case uses, literally just like from like seeing it right here. And as you can see, it's a lot different from, for example, ChatGPT or Claude. It actually, you can have your own board with content, and you can have like a visual, like a bird's eye view of everything. So what this is another feature that I like about this AI is that instead of like going through like fucking chats and it's all like closed out, you can put all of it in a board, and it feels like you can control everything a lot more. And you can have also like different use cases on one board for, let's say, one client. As you can see, this is one of our clients, and we have all these use cases on just one singular board. So as you can see, there's not just like scripting. So yes, we have a short form scripting bot, but we have like 5 other case uses. So for example, we've got carousels right here. Like we got like a whole bot on how to write carousels. Those carousels, the editor can pop up an example right here as well on the video. We got the clipping bot. Okay, so we got the clipping information right here, the clipping SOPs. We got the information about the client, and we got the client's video that we want to repurpose, reclip, right? The story sequences, I'm sure you've seen some of those as well, right? So we got that. We got the carousel reels. And the only reason we're able to do all these things, such as story sequences, carousels, carousel reels, is because there's a feature right here called a visual analysis you can turn on and off, right? So you could literally, for example, click on the board, and you can click prevent pre-processing. So what this allows you to do, and this is what AI such as Claude and ChatGPT does, when you put a lot of information in it, it will compress the amount of information and kind of summarize it instead of going through all of it. And so with ChatGPT and Claude, for example, you really can't turn it off, but with this app you can actually turn it off and have the entire AI actually summarize all of your information. And what I really like is that you can choose any of these AI models that you want to test. So you can still be using pretty much ChatGPT and all these other apps. I personally use Claude. Like I said, it's the best for content creation. And so as you can see, there's so many use cases with this. So for example, we got this like clipping bot where we put our clients all of his YouTube videos, and then all we got to do is just come here and be like, hey, analyze all of these videos, and from all these videos give me like, I don't know, 15 best clips, and it goes, analyzes everything, gives me like 15 clips out of it all. So it's a super powerful tool. With this exact tool, we were able to get some of our clients like 13 million views in like 3 videos. We get our clients thousands of leads every single month using this tool. So I would absolutely recommend it. And it's not just like you can use it for content, you can use it for anything. You can literally plug in your channel, start talking to with the AI about like what's wrong with your channel. You can plug in your channel and plug in some frameworks from your favorite guru or like a YouTube channel, and then you can position the AI, prompt it as a coach, and then it's going to give you examples of like, hey, what's wrong with my content? So this is why I exactly love this app. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about, I don't know, this AI or any other AI, such as how to use Claude to its like best potential, message me on Instagram and I'll answer any question that you have. And also feel free to watch my other videos on AI. I actually make quite a lot of videos on AI topic because I love it so much. And I was one of those people that didn't love AI, but now that's literally all I'm using in my business. So thank you for watching this video. Go watch my other stuff, and until then, I'll see you in the next video.